Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening frequency meditation. We're in August already. Wow, the time just goes by so fast. So what I wanted to do tonight is to really get into this meditation and this concept about how we are part of everything. We are a fractal of the whole. What that means is how we have created ourselves here is through a process of selecting of what we're not instead of adding on something. So for instance, the first thing we did, all of us here, is that we chose that we are a human. We are not a puppy dog. We are not a pineapple. We are not all the other things out there. We are a human. Then we chose, I am, for myself, a man. That means I am not a woman. And I chose I am in this time frame, which means I am not in other time frames in realities. So it's all been a process of taking away, which a lot is quite different than what we have been taught, that we always have to add on more. So that's why the work that I do, it's all about, first of all, getting into the fundamentals and finding out what have you brought in here that does not belong. That through this selection process is that you brought in things such as non-deserving programs, sacrifice programs, addiction programs, and we start to take those things away, taking them out of the basket. We are the latest rendition of our ancestors, and unlike nature, unlike animals, wild animals, pets get distorted by us, is they are not frequency hoarders like us. We get frequencies. We're the latest rendition of all of our ancestors. We've never cleared out. We've never done this self-analysis, if you like. And so we are just all this hoarders of frequencies, and we just keep adding on. Unlike nature, unlike wild animals, if in the wild kingdom, if there's an illness, a serious disease, 1 or 2 generations, they have vibrated it out. We don't do that. So I like to copy those frequencies and start to clear out. And that's the work we do here. We clear out all of these programs that we're not. Why they've come in, I'm not quite sure. I want to do meditations on that and to see, everything is a mathematical formula out there, to see if there is an equation, why that is. And we start just to release. So this meditation is to let you experience that, in fact, although we're a fractal of the whole, we still have all the components of the whole. It's like that drop in the ocean. The drop in the ocean has everything that the whole ocean has as attributes, but it still is very separate, and it's a fractal. It is all the whole, but it has its own separate identity. And that's what, like us as humans. What's good about once we start to really understand and resonate that at a very deep level within, which comes from our time of self, we start to then understand how we can edit ourselves at the blueprint level, not like the masses, always focusing on what's already been created, but we go back to those induction frequencies that actually created this density in the first place. Super exciting, super powerful. So just let's kick back, listen to this meditation, and come into the whole. So let's just take a deep breath in right now, taking that breath in from the core of the earth, where we have these frequencies, these pure frequencies that we can access, coming up right through your body, or for those who are with me for a while, the base to the pedestal, or again, if you're new, the top of your crown. So again, let's take a deep breath in from the core of the earth, coming up right through the base to the pedestal, you on your pedestal, holding that breath. Like a masterpiece in a museum, which you are. And then in your own time, exhaling through the mouth. And just coming over to the left shoulder, noticing the shoulder, as much detail as you can. And then drawing a line to the right shoulder. And drawing a line from the crown of the head down to the groin. Just coming into that center spot where those two lines meet in the center of your body. And helping you come into a more precise place in space and time in this present moment right now. There is only the present moment right now. There is no past. It's been done. It's been recorded. It's dissolved. Every millisecond creates the next millisecond, and as it does, that past experience dissolves. So there is nothing to anchor on there. There is nothing to reference yourself from there. And then the future moment has not been created yet. So that also is not real right now. So we want to come into this present moment. That is where your timeless self is. Timeless self can only be truth. So as we take another deep breath in from the core of the earth, up the base to the pedestal, holding. And then releasing through the mouth as we come here. And why we always start by bringing you into a more optimal place in the present moment is that you're more receptive whatever may happen during this frequency meditation. You're able to really watch the movie instead of watching the movie about the movie, which most of us do. Most of us have very busy minds all the time. So as we take a breath in, again, noticing that point where those two lines cross. And so much of this journey is about asking questions, wanting to have information or knowledge about how the universe works, how we work. Different rule sets. But as we come more into this time of the present moment and we start to reside in our body, so we come into that truer place of who we truly are here, tuned in to our timeless self. The mind naturally slows down with asking all these questions, all these equations that need to be answered in an attempt to have control. Again, another deep breath in. And we start to just be in this present moment. We start to tune in and be in harmony with universal time, which ripples to planetary time, which ripples to nature's time. So we harness these three rhythms within ourselves, and we become what we truly are. We're a fractal of the whole. It's an amazing feat that we have done, that we have managed to come from the whole and to separate ourselves so we have our complete autonomy, separate, yet still connected to the whole. That's what a fractal is. It's a piece of whole contains all the attributes of the whole, but it's its own separate entity, kind of like that drop in the ocean. The drop of the ocean is not the ocean, but it contains everything the ocean has. And that's like us here. We are a fractional, we are part, but we contain everything from the whole, which means as we take a deep breath in, and again noticing those where those lines cross at our center. So we don't need to reach out. We don't need to ask all these questions because we have everything already within us. We just need to uncover it. And by tuning into nature's frequencies, which in my experience are the purest frequencies that I can tune into this 4D that we're in right here, right now. Many people think we're in 3D, but we're not. We're in time. We're in a time capsule. There's motion. So that is the 4D. And nature's frequencies, as we generate them to help us, align us, are the purest for us here. So as you become centered within that inner environment where your skin stops and all your inward workings are, organs, the flesh, muscles, the skeleton, the brain. That's all in your inner domain, your inner environment. You have complete authority over this. So let's bring that harmony and that synchronicity. Let's bring that awareness to you because it's already activated. The superintelligence is doing it without your permission. Your heart is beating right now. You're not cognitive of that. The trillions of cells are rejuvenating, all in perfect synchronicity with each other. You're not doing that. Your hair is growing, your nails are growing. Again, you're not conscious of that. So what is this consciousness, this super intelligence that's doing this? It's the same super intelligence that's keeping this round planet spinning around in perfect precision. It's the same super intelligence that is having us believe that right now we may be upright on the planet, but the chances are we may be upside down and gravity holding us and our senses perceiving that we are actually upright right now. So what is doing that? Our mind could not possibly, as we breathe in, try and attempt such a feat. This super intelligence does, and we are part of this super intelligence, timeless self, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. So as we breathe in and become center and we're right here, we just need to know how to access it. Access is universal knowledge. And as time goes on, the need to know, the need to outline our path, our connection, becomes less and less and less. we are quieter. There's less noise distracting us from the truth. And we become in that space that we're just good in the present moment. We're empowered in the present moment. That seeking, that false seeking of control lessens. It's not so important to know how everything works, where we're going, where we came from, why we came from that, what needs healing. We start to merge with this all-knowing. And everything, as we take that breath in, again, focusing on that point, those two lines cross, centered here. You and your body. We really start to live from being in the present moment. Everything that we receive is in real time. Most of us spend all of our time in that future moment, trying to figure out, outline, control, analyze. But that's all done through our filters. That is all distorted perception. For our timeless self is only here right now. Universal knowledge is only here in this present moment. And everything you'll find, especially for those of you who are coming into your technologies that you're receiving, it can only be activated with purity in the present moment in real time. So we stop living from the past moment. We stop living from the future moment, and we just start to be here right now. And that is this place where the real party is, where completion is, and where you start to access the codes on how to edit anything within you, as now you're becoming aware, awakened, the same term, to how you create yourself here. And what filters you use, maybe you brought them in from past lives or early childhood, but what filters you have used to create yourself here, as we are everything all at once. Who we are right now is a result of a selection of deleting what we're not. It's okay if this is difficult to understand. It will come to you as we take that breath in. So the first filter we had is that we deleted all the things that we could be besides a human. So I'm not a dog, I'm not a pineapple, I'm not any of those other things. I have put in the filter, I'm a human. And then the next filter is I'm a man, which that's getting a bit confusing in the mass consciousness these days. But we're separating from this mass consciousness. And we're coming into the present moment, so we receive the knowledge on what filters we are running that we think define us, but in fact, they are just distorted programs. And with this awareness, we can start to edit and release programs that we think we are. Programs such as non-deserving, lack, separateness, scarcity. We start to release these filters that keep us wanting to escape this reality, this present moment. So we become singular here, still as a fractional, but we start to receive that knowledge that in fact we are part of the whole. We have access to the whole, always in real time. And from here, we can start to, at a very deep level, transform, expand into that next version of us, clearer version of us with our time of self. And we become more complete in the present moment. So this need to know, this need to outline everything, this need to be in control lessens, quietens, and we get to just be. In this place of neutrality. We start to become an observer of our own life, again from a place of neutrality. Taking another deep breath in. And really coming into that point where the two lines meet, shoulder to shoulder, then crown to hip or groin. And let's just stay here, noticing how you're feeling. And as you do that, I'll generate these frequencies to help us align us, help you help yourself come into that power. I can guide you, but it's always for you to sign off on anything, even over your time as self. So we can stop giving away our control to other people, organizations, and take back that control that we are the great creators with our time as self in the present moment. So taking that deep breath in, and let's just be here right now. Noticing how you're feeling. Noticing how there isn't a desire to escape this reality and go into another place in space and time, more distorted. Noticing how safe you feel, so there is no need to leave. And what if we could always come here, no matter what is going on in our outside environment, in the world? We have that control to always come back. To that position of neutrality, safety, completion. Once you start staying here, it permits the propulsion to build up, to naturally shift into that next version of you, or for some, maybe that 8th next version of you, if you're advanced enough to quantum jump. Not that that is the goal. Taking a breath in. But we can now start to relax as we are copying universe's frequencies of expansion. The evolutionary process is always to expand. We are part of that, so we don't have to ask for more. We don't have to ask for expansion. We're in the rhythm, in harmony, in alignment. So naturally, more will happen for us. As we take a deep breath in and we release the whole concept, the concern, the control needed for more, we can be here, complete, knowing our default is to expand. We're no longer in a loop, and now we're in a spiral. And shifting from the mind, the brain, which is limited, is a processor, is not supposed to be a creative source. We can shift to the heart area, for that is the intended communication path, which is all expansive, limitless, yet we put in so much emphasis on the brain, which is limited. Therefore, there's that loop going around and around with the same problems, neuroses, distortions. It's Einstein who said you can't solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it, and this is exactly what that is. But now as we are in our body here, we naturally gravitate to the heart area and we shift to a different consciousness, that spiral where there's a new rule set for us, and those challenges in the loop just disappear as they're not part of this new rule set. As we take a breath in, you can listen to this frequency meditation in the background, put on very low. It's not about the words I'm saying, it's about the frequencies I'm generating, the frequencies that you're receiving, integrating. All, I'd rather say transporting than transforming, all transporting you to a more efficient reality, closer to your timeless self. And as you listen for any sounds around you, noting where those sounds are and then noticing where you are in comparison. Smells in the air. What are the smells like? Where are they coming from? And then where are you in your body? A part of your body, half your body, your full body. The taste in your mouth. This activates this inner pharmacy to release whatever is needed for that optimum health. So if that's distorted, our health is distorted. Noticing what's supporting you right now, that supported you through this whole session. What's touching your skin, the floor, the bed, the sofa. That super intelligence of gravity that every millisecond is calculating exactly the amount it needs so we don't compress into the earth or we don't float away. And then opening your eyes, looking at an object that has no memory of you, no reference of you, noting that object and then where you are. For those of you who are new, this is called spatial referencing, using our 5 physical senses to bring us back here, centered in our body. There are many other senses that with the work we do, we bring in. Intuition is one sense. And I'll leave you here to sign off in your own time with your timeless self. This is always a one-on-one with your timeless self. And I'll see you all next Sunday.